If you develop this trust for life, you will not have anxiety. Because what is anxiety? Anxiety is fear of the future. Anxiety is the fear that you're not going to be able to cope with whatever comes to you. Anxiety is again feeling regrets about not making right choices. Anxiety basically comes down to the place where you don't trust life, where you don't trust yourself, where you don't believe that you are capable of doing the right things at the right time, at the right place. And if you develop one simple thing, just trust in yourself, trust in God, trust for life, it's all, by the way, the same thing, you will not have anxiety. That's how simple it is. So I will give you 5 practical steps that you could take for you to develop trust in life. And the first one is, I wrote it down. I tried to make it structured to bring for you the most value. So the first thing you need to do to develop the trust in life is admit that no matter what, you will be fine. And you can say affirmation, no matter what, I will be fine, everything is working out for me, I'm on the right path, I always make the right choices. It's very helpful, but beside that, you also need to convince your practical part of the brain. You need the actual facts that you was fine before and now you're fine again. Let's admit, if you're watching these videos, you're probably alive. I mean, not probably, I mean, you're 100% alive. That's already a win. You are not dead. So somehow, I don't know what kind of adventures you've been on to, but somehow you made it till today. You probably healthy. You probably have home where to sleep. You probably have cozy bed. You probably have food in your fridge. And believe me, that is already a win. Lots of people don't have it, but it doesn't matter. The only matters that actually that somehow you made it till today and you are fine. And I just said about basic things, basic survival things, like you're alive, you're healthy, you have cozy bed to sleep, you have food to eat, you are safe. And for me, that's a big deal. If for you it's not, you can continue, keep going. You can actually look at your life and see what kind of people around you. You probably have friends, maybe you have a loving partner. And in general, if you look at your life, you are fine. And somehow, no matter how many wrong choices you did, somehow they lead to you to this point. Where are you right now? And probably if you recap these wrong choices, you find out these wrong choices were not actually wrong. These choices were made for you in order to learn a certain thing. And if you understand there is no such thing as wrong choices, there is only right choices and the choices where you need to learn from. And basically they are also right choices. So just trust yourself that somehow you made it till today and you are fine, you're better than you could imagine. And that is already enough for you to trust that in future you will be fine no matter what again. So the first thing, admit that no matter what, you will be fine and convince your brain that you will be fine. The second one is practicing appreciation of the present moment. I mean, that's helpful anyway. That just boosts your mood, brings you dopamine, raising your vibrations, changing your chemistry in your brain for a better your cells. It's just a great thing, appreciation. I'm not going to talk about it much because it's already enough to be said about that. Appreciation is the best thing ever, but certainly it helps for developing trust for life. If you just see how beautiful this moment is right now, and every single moment is beautiful. I will not stop telling this. Every single time you can find something beautiful, something to be grateful for, something to experience. Like every single time you can find it. Like, for example, now sitting in this room making this video, I feel so grateful that I have this beautiful platform as YouTube. I have my phone where I can record those videos. I have you, people who watch me, and I think this moment is beautiful. And even in those unpleasant situations where you even experiencing pain, like for example emotional pain, when I was going to this emotional roller coaster and I was feeling really bad, really sad, at deep down I felt actually grateful that I'm experiencing these emotions, because it means I'm alive, it means I'm experiencing life, and those emotions are also part of life. And there's another thing with physical pain. When I was I like walk barefoot around. Well, no one does. I just take my shoes off and just walk around. I live in Dubai, and sometimes, a lot of the times, it's actually very hot here. It's so hot that ground can become like a coils. It's just very hot. And I left my shoes at home, and I had to walk through the certain part of the road which was extremely hot. And I was just keep telling to myself, it's not pain, it's a sensation. It's not pain, it's a sensation. It's a sensation, it's a sensation. And immediately that pain transmuted into something else, transmuted into sensation, into the space to explore actually. And I started feeling it differently. It was not pain anymore. It was some kind of interesting, uncomfortable sensation, and at some level there was even pleasure in it. That's just an examples of very uncomfortable situations where you can also find pleasure and where you can also find appreciation, even if the moment seem uncomfortable for you. Because if you find this appreciation for life, if you find things to appreciate life for right now, it will help you to trust life just more, because you know, no matter what, it will be something to be grateful for in your life, because you realize it's actually not the life what is bringing you things to be grateful for. It's your ability, your skill. Just being appreciated helps you to carry on in life, helps you to keep going, and that also helps. The third thing is accept what it is every single moment, no matter what, and let go of resistance. Well, it's actually very similar to the previous one. If you accept every single moment as it is, it helps you not only to accept the moment right now as it is, but it also helps you to accept the future as it is, which comes down to releasing anxiety about fear of future and everything else. And it also comes down to accept the past as it is, which releases the regrets about the past and about regretting that you didn't make a right choice. You just accept as it is and just move from that point, because feeling resistance and not accepting what happened, what will happen, what's happening in the moment, it's never helpful. It just never is. I'm not gonna get down to spirituality. Just in a practical terms, it's not helpful. You cannot make a clear decision, you cannot see clear picture unless you release that resistance. When you resist in the moment and just saying, oh, it shouldn't have happened that way, I shouldn't be here, anyway, just accept the moment as it is, and it will also help you to develop trust for life. And the next one is self-compassion. Self-compassion. Treat yourself like you would treat the person you love the most in your life. And why is it helpful? Why is it helpful for developing trust? Because again, no matter what, you will always have you by your side. And if you cannot trust yourself, if you cannot rely on you, if you cannot support yourself, it's going to be a very uncomfortable journey to take. And where is for example, when you go travel somewhere, when you're going to do something, let's be honest, it gets much easier when you have a person by your side who you can trust, who you can rely on, who you know will support you in every single situation, no matter what. So be that person. Be that person on who you can rely. Be that person that supports us in every single situation. Be that person who you can trust. Just trust yourself, because you know, no matter what will happen in your life, you will have you will have entire support system that you developed within you. So just simply treat yourself nicely and be that person on who you can rely and who you can trust. And the last one, but not the least one, I think I actually should have put this as a first thing, but anyway, it gets as a last one. Get clear on your values. When you have clear values, it's much easier to navigate in life. It's much easier to make right choices, because you will never regret about the choice that you made that actually aligns with who you are, that aligns with your true values. That's another subject, how you can get clear on your true values. It comes down to the simple experience of life. I don't think you can get clear on your values when you're like 13 years old and when you have zero life experience and all the values just comes from your parents. And when you have some experience in life and you understand what actually matters for you, I don't know, material things or relationship, or anyway, it just comes down to the knowing yourself, to understanding what truly matters for you. Writing down these things, for example, for me it could be like being truthful to yourself and to others, authenticity, again, spirituality, connectedness to all, self-compassion, compassionate to others, being kind to others, treating others as yourself, as part of yourself. And that's my values, for example. Your values can be something else, and it gets much easier because when it's time to make a choice, you just remind yourself, does this choice aligns with my values, or does this choice aligns with this higher version of me, future version of me that I want to be appear in the future. Like, for example, imagine this person that you want to be in the future. In my case, it's a wise woman who just have this like filled energy around her with love, and this love just absorbs everything. This woman also have like animals and farm and children around her anyway. And I imagine this woman as a wise woman, calm woman, mature woman. And sometimes if I make some kind of choice, I can just imagine if this woman, what kind of choice she would make. That's also very helpful to develop trust, because as long as you making choices that aligns with that version of yourself, that aligns with your values, you will never regret about anything in life, because it just goes down to being truthful and authentic to yourself and just listen your true self. Having trust in life, having trust for yourself, having trust in God, in universe, whatever is this, it's just much easier to navigate in life when you have those. And the stronger your trust is, the weaker your anxiety and the weaker your regrets is, because you just don't believe anymore that wrong choices exist. You don't believe that you can go on a wrong path, because you know every single path is being guided for you by God. So how can it be wrong? Even if you don't understand in a moment what's happening with you, it can be very painful experiences. And if you have this trust that God or your higher self or just simply you designed this experience for you just to get down to the truth, just to make you stronger, just to eventually put you on the right path, or whatever is this you believe in, it just helps you to cope with the situation. Again, you don't have to be spiritual for that. It's just much more practical to have this kind of trust in life, because it just helps you to navigate, and you can sleep much better when you have trust for life and trust for yourself and trust for God. So I hope each one of you develop this trust, and yeah. Thank you so much for being here. I love you so much. Thank you.